A new milestone has been hit for the government loan support schemes, yet more lenders added to the government support scheme panel, and how exactly has the economy been faring over the last couple of months? All of that in this week's Business Finance Bulletin. Let's open this week's bulletin by taking a look at the latest announcements on the government loan support schemes, the Bounce Back Loan and CBILS loan. Announcement from HM Treasury and British Business Bank last week saw a new milestone being hit on these schemes. And the milestone was that now over 1 million loans have been distributed. In fact, the figure is 1,019,955 loans have been distributed, with a total amount of £42.9 billion lent out. So let's call it £43 billion of new cash that has now gone into the system to support businesses during these turbulent times. And you've got to take your hats off to the finance industry. Distributing over 1 million loans within the last 3 to 4 months is really quite stunning. Now, how does this break down between the two various schemes? Well, first of all, the bounce back loans, there the number of loans distributed came to 967,321 with £29.5 billion lent. On the CBILS scheme, 52,275 loans with £11 billion lent, and there's also £2.3 billion lent under the large variation of the CBILS scheme. Now you can see the bounce back loans are clearly taking the bulk of the total there, with just under £30 billion being lent out. It kind of reflects the speed with which businesses can access those funds. However, we're beginning to see something emerging here. Already businesses are now looking at possibly refinancing the bounce back. They may have jumped very quickly to get the 50k bounce back loan, but now they're realizing, well, perhaps on reflection, it wasn't enough. Now, under the schemes, you can refinance a bounce back loan by upgrading, if you want to call it that, to a CBILS. So say, for example, you took 50 grand, you may want to apply for 150,000 CBILS loan, with 50k of it going to repay the bounce back loan, leaving you with new money of 100k. Now, one thing to be aware of, the CBILS scheme is supposed to end in mid-September, so you've got to be mindful of that. Now, will the scheme be extended? Possibly, and it's proving overall between the bounce back and CBILS proving to be very popular, and no doubt there's still going to be a need as we come into the autumn period. So let's hope that the scheme is extended perhaps until the end of the year at least. Well, new lenders are also continuing to be added to the CBILS and a bounce back loan panel. Last week, announcements of new panel members on the CBILS scheme included 365 Business Finance, Folk to Folk, Handelsbanken, Lending Crowd, Maxia and Nucleus Commercial Finance. On the bounce back loan panel, 2 new additions there, including Coutts and also Arbuthnot Latham. So you can see now there is plenty of lenders on those panel. As I mentioned in the previous bulletin, probably got more than enough now. There's over 100 lenders on the CBILS panel and about 22, 23 on the bounce back panel. So you've got lots of choice. Let's move on now to see how the economy is faring in these turbulent times with everything that businesses have had thrown at them. A slew of surveys are now starting to come out which shows the extent of the problem. The latest monthly survey from Lloyds Bank as part of their monthly business barometer survey has shown that confidence levels are starting to nip up a little bit. In fact, to June there was a 3 percentage point increase in confidence levels since January. However, it's still well down on their average. Now, where the negativity comes, well, 41% of those businesses surveyed said that they are thinking of shrinking their workforce over the next couple of months, with only 16% of them saying that they are thinking of rehiring. So it kind of follows the trend we're seeing where businesses are starting to make redundancies, and naturally that's going to filter down into consumer spending habits, which will filter down obviously into business turnover. In terms of the impact of the coronavirus, well, 68% of firms said that they have been negatively impacted. And here's an interesting one. 63% of them have said that they have seen an impact on their supply chain. And that's what we're going to see now as businesses get back to normal. It's going to be all these niggly things that are starting to kind of unravel, which will make the recovery a little bit more disjointed. Seen a new survey from Xero, the online accounting software provider. Now you can imagine Xero has got all of this data from all of the clients that they have, and they're really well placed to see exactly what is going on in terms of the activity levels that businesses are posting on their system. Now during April, they saw a 26% decline in cash being received, and also in May a 28% decline in activity. So we can see the real impact that this problem has had on businesses. But the real thing to notice is late payment. It's taken now longer for businesses to receive payment on invoices, and it's gone from 31 days on average up to 38 days. Now this also links into a survey carried out by the Federation of Small Businesses, and they've looked specifically at late payment, and they say that there's been an 80% increase in the amount of overdue invoices. So that's a significant burden that businesses are having to carry in terms of cash flow. Well, of course, what can you do? Well, it's sitting down, really making sure you've got rigorous systems and processes in place to be following up on payments which are due to you. Carry out regular cash flow forecasts so you can plan ahead to make sure that you're applying finance in order to plug that gap early enough. The last thing you want to be doing is applying for finance when your back is against the wall. You have to have plenty of time these days to apply for finance. Now, of course, if you want to chat through your finance requirements, myself and the team are more than happy to have a chat. Just drop us an email, info@businessloanservices.co.uk. Well, that's it for another bulletin. As ever, I hope you enjoyed watching it, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a like and a share. So that's it. Look forward to being with you next time. In the meantime, have a great, successful and safe and profitable week.